Some Redfall weapons are clearly better than others, and there are some rare drops you should keep an eye out for, as they can really boost your effectiveness. In this video guide is going to break down which Redfall weapons are the best for different combat situations. When it comes to general use, Redfall's regular guns are the best for most combat encounters. Pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, and sniper rifles are what you'll use against human enemies, and a lot of the time, you'll also use them on vampires. In the early game, you'll likely be using pistols a lot. There isn't a huge amount of variation between these, so you'd be wise to seek out the one that does the most damage. In this regard, there is one pistol that stands above all the others, the gold tier weapon known as the Clacker. Using this gun is almost night and day with the others, as it has a fire rate of 10 and a magazine size of 20. It's effectively a submachine gun in all but name. Gold tier weapons can drop even early on, so if you're able to grab one of these, you'll find it useful for quite some time, even if you're a few levels above. That said, you'll probably be better served using an assault rifle in place of the handgun when you start finding more Redfall weapons. Assault rifles come in two broad varieties: fully automatics and semis. Fully automatics allow you to hold left-click down to riddle your enemies with bullets, while semis either fire one round at a time or several in a rapid burst. You'll need to take damage and rate of fire into account when choosing which rifle to use. The most interesting assault rifle is again a gold tier weapon. It's called a grave mistake and is deadly on top of being quite hideous. One of its handier attributes is that it can return some health to you when you stake an enemy. Shotguns in Redfall are a fantastic way to deal with pretty much anything, like in many modern FPS games. However, they're useless at range. If you're using a shotgun, you need to unload it from up close, so that all the pellets hit and do maximum damage. There are various types of shotguns in the game, but they either hold multiple shells or just two. The semi-auto variety are among the best choices to quickly take out normal vampires. Much like the gold tier assault rifles, gold tier shotguns get a perk that refills some health each time you stake a vampire. There's less variance to the sniper rifles, with the main difference being how many rounds they hold. Obviously, they're mostly good for sniping enemies, but since the AI is rather poor, you won't often need to do this. Vampires are a different story, but you'll still be much better off sniping foes with the stake launcher. Sure, it doesn't have a scope, but shots usually do over triple the damage. The stake launcher is the absolute best for dealing with vampires at range, but there's not many differences between the weapons themselves. They're slow to reload, but nothing else packs quite as big a punch. You can use Redfall's UV light guns to petrify vampires, but they're generally more useful for weaker vamps. You can try them on more powerful vampires, but they tend to take so long to petrify them that you're typically better off using a shotgun or stake launcher to damage them while they get close. It's a neat weapon, but it's never particularly useful. The one use case might be in co-op, when multiple players are using them on a single target simultaneously. Finally, there's the flare gun. These come in single and double-barreled varieties, but their damage output was never high enough to justify using them over the stake launcher. They're kind of slow, and much like the stake launcher, it's easy to miss your target altogether. Those are all the gun and weapon varieties in Redfall. They're definitely not all equal, but certain ones such as the UV light gun will be much more useful in co-op if multiple players can hit a strong vampire with it. All told, however, the pistols, assault rifles, and shotguns have so much utility that you can use them whenever you like and still blast your way to victory.